I thought I hit it already.
Oh, there it is.
There we are.
Hi everybody. Hello. Sorry for being late.
Sorry, guys. I wanted to get some birthdays in prior to doing this, so I wasn't scrambling around.
I thought I hit it already.
Oh, there it is. Here we go.
There we go. We've got the feedback, so we know that it's working, right? It has to happen every single time.
Okay.
YouTube tradition. Hi, everybody. Happy Saturday evening.
Sorry, I just want to make sure we have everything together.
Yeah, no problem. Let me get onto the our live stream here so that I can also, there we are. Ooh, I'm going to mute that though, because.
All right. So welcome to channel 27, everybody. Today we are going to talk about programming and we're also going to do some charts. A couple announcements that we wanted to just start off saying is, once again, I'm going to remind everybody about the contest we're doing. It's going to be, Jenny, you want to tell about the contest?
You tell them about the contest.
Oh.
Well, okay. I mean,
here's the contest. I'll tell you about how you win. You
okay.
have to send me subscribers, and they have to write, make this the video. So this will be the video, but I'll find them somewhere.
Right.
Whoever you get to subscribe to my channel, whoever gets the most wins. It's going to be about an hour-and-a-half session with Jenny and I. We are going to do it on Skype, so it will be really long. It'll be very thorough. And we are actually working on a system, how to do readings together. Okay, so I know we've talked about it, but we're going to make the houses, cards. We're literally making we're going to invent our own reading here. So we're not going to offer that reading until we figure it out.
Right. Until we've really kind of, formulated something that is, that works every time, something that's really thorough. It's still in the works. I don't think we should actually reveal too much about our process because it appears that,
somebody might take it.
Right. Somebody might take it. That's good though, right? Imitation is the highest form of flattery. So thank you to the imitators.
All right. Okay. Did we have any other announcements to make? I feel like we did. Okay, I wanted to make an announcement for my readings because I just want everybody to know I'm really sorry for I have the worst scheduling system ever. I know I could improve it, but I can't because I can't make anything set in stone because what happens when I'm selling homes, if somebody stays after and needs to write a contract, I can't schedule you like via internet just in case something like that were to happen. So please just be patient with me. It is at least a 3-week wait. I mean, there's just no questions. I mean, it's bad. So I'm getting through as much as I can.
You mean it's good. It's good. We're very thankful for our work.
We are. No, it's bad that I'm so backed up. I don't like to be all backed up. Like this is not, I gotta get a better system here. So I'm going to try to get better days, better times, maybe make some availabilities in the mornings and stuff. So, okay, Jenny, why don't you get started?
Sure.
Talk about mind control.
Yeah. So, here's kind of what I struggle with when Heidi and I do these shows. We do a portion of it, we talk about, relevant topics, and then we do our readings. And it's kind of like, I can completely understand how or why a viewer would feel kind of a disconnect between those two portions of the show, because one is astrology and tarot reading, and the other is something like mind control or, something like that, pedophilia and things like that. And just to let everybody know is that, like, for me, I'm speaking for myself here, but my passions lie in both the revelation, the revelation of secrets and getting information out and kind of giving people my interpretation of what's going on. And it is really relevant. I'm passionate about astrology and tarot, but I'm also passionate about sharing with people topics that are really dark and really uncomfortable. And I choose to go there because these are the things that people tend to avoid. And that's kind of just been what I always do, is I go where people don't want to go. That's my programming perhaps. But what I wanted to talk about MK Ultra this evening, I feel that it's very relevant. People have been studying MK Ultra and revealing various techniques and the process and who's behind MK Ultra and what the end game is. These things have been matters of discussions and documentaries and books for years and years and years. But I feel that it's relevant. It's always relevant. But right now, if you look around more than ever, I feel that people are being are starting to wake up to how MK Ultra affects everybody that has a screen in their homes. And so that's why it's relevant. You know, it's not just this topic, oh, MK Ultra, who cares? You know, well, you should care. Every single celebrity that you know that is super popular and in huge blockbuster movies, all the songs on the radio, these people are puppets. And, you know, it really brings into question what's their end game? What is the agenda here? And I'd be interested to know what people's thoughts are on that. You know, what is the agenda behind these puppets, you know, pushing this fluidity, all of this gender, you know, this gender fluidity, and everybody's confused, and there's all kinds of, you know, satanic stuff getting pushed, and pedophilia is becoming more and more rampant, and it's all really very intertwined. So I know, Heidi, MK Ultra is not exactly your strong suit, and if I understand correctly, it's something that is relatively new to you. But when somebody says MK Ultra, what do you think of? What's the first thing that comes to mind?
Well, at first I had no idea. Like I always had said, what is MK Ultra? What's a reptilian? What's a shapeshifter? What's a shill? I'm still learning all these terms, right? I don't. So now immediately I think obviously of, you know, your story, a lot of your story, a lot of then I started really diving into it and watching Gaia. And I'm not saying every answer is on there, but there's a lot of answers on there. And I don't know, it's definitely, you can see it play out. I mean, I think of mind control and I think of everything just brainwashing us. I think of more even just from the celebrities. I think it's, you know, kind of like Prashant was talking about on my channel, just everything, like not to wear watches and everything to make us, you know, to make us sick. And, you know, to make us not be here and to keep the population down. And I do. Yeah, I think that for sure, that's what's the end all tell all. Who the hell knows? But, you know, I don't really understand 100% all of it, but you know, that's how I think of it. It's like population control, make sure we are in their control. Mm-hmm. And they are so our conscious doesn't open up. They don't want us to know that, you know, you don't have to be a prisoner in this prison. You know, they want us to follow their rules. So whatever those rules are, whoever invented those rules, and
right,
you know,
a common thread with MK Ultra programming is the tactics that they use is aligns perfectly with the tactics that a narcissist uses. So what I'm saying is that if we could put a personality profile on the global elite or the people that are responsible for this agenda, for, you know, creating tools such as MK Ultra to control the population, to control the world, if we were to create a personality profile for this group as a whole, they are master narcissists. And what they have done is they have created a society in which we are so enthralled with beauty and things that are glittery and sparkly and shiny. You know, a lot of these starlets of the Disney machine, for example, you know, they're all perfect creatures and they present themselves as this perfect, you know, bubblegum, you know, pop sort of very childlike, innocent sort of persona. But the reality of it, what's underneath all of that glitz and that beauty and that, you know, it looks very harmless. But what got that starlet to that place is trauma. And this is what a lot of people don't realize, is that the nature of MK Ultra is trauma. It is trauma-based mind control. And the trauma, I don't know if that's what people want to talk about, but it starts, the earlier that it starts in childhood, the better is their philosophy with it. The earlier that they can get a child to disassociate, because that's the key here, is disassociation. They actually revere the ability to disassociate from one's body as being a gift, because it makes somebody the perfect vessel, the perfect Manchurian candidate, if you will, to carry out all kinds of tasks. They disassociate from themselves, so they're able to perform extreme, depravity, debauchery, violence, these sort of things. So, there are people that have been discarded by the programmers of MK Ultra because they don't have the ability to disassociate. They're too grounded. The mind won't split. So I personally think that that's a gift, to just be so grounded in your body, and they can't do it. There's something there. I don't know what the chemical, what the chemistry is there exactly. I'm not, a brain scientist or anything like that. And I'm not even really sure where I'm going with that. It's just,
what?
So people still think that it's a conspiracy. People still think that this isn't true.
So let me just say, before we did this, I read up a little bit on it because because everybody's asking me the eye and the butterfly, right?
I can't even see.
Let's talk. What I made as the screensaver.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is kind of funny because this is a good story. Not really. It's not that exciting, but when I was making that thumbnail, that I looked up mind control symbols because we have to be careful what we say on YouTube, or videos get flagged, removed, and everything, right? So we have to get creative. And so I Googled mind control symbols, and the first thing that popped up was that butterfly. Okay. So the butterfly came up with the eye, right? That is my eye, actually, that I cut, copied, and pasted and stuck it in there from my old business card.
That is so cool.
Right? Yeah. So that's, but it's kind of funny because while I was making that, and I posted this on YouTube, exactly what happened. I haven't seen a butterfly fly like right in front of my face, that exact, like the orange and the black one, and so long. I couldn't even tell you how long. And just while I was making that and posted it, remember I sent you that video, and that butterfly just came up, and it was like, so there's definitely like some, and what I've heard about it was, because I read a little bit about it, it said symbolism with the butterfly is because think about a butterfly, it's fragile, right? Look at all the people, like all the celebrities, they're all fragile, and they're easily, because you have to be gentle with a butterfly, because they can like break easily. And it had to do with something like that. I didn't get to the whole details, but that's the symbol. And you notice every celebrity, and all these pictures were coming up, and of the eyes, and their eyes, and everything was with butterflies, like the butterfly. And that one, there was a movie, I don't remember what the movie was, but I remember the title. And even Silence of the Lambs or Candyman?
Yeah.
Candyman, he had, that was like the
it's truly everywhere. It is, recently there was an article that came out. I wish I had the details of the article so I could properly cite it, but it was to the effect of this enormous amount of films, TV shows and films that the CIA had direct hands in creating, in the storyline, the themes, the scripts, because what they're trying to do is anchor certain themes and certain predictive programming, all kinds of programming, anchor it, seed it within the consciousness, within the collective consciousness. And we've talked about how powerful the manifestation ability of the collective mind is. So they have to put all of this stuff in TV and movies. They have to provide us with a certain amount of disclosure in order for the programming to work. On some level, on a deep psychological level, we all know that we're controlled. And on that same level, I feel like people feel like they need it. It's like we've become dependent on the narcissist. It's a codependent relationship that we have, humanity and our controllers. And most people don't even realize it. And you made a really good point about the monarch butterfly. even more so than that is if you think about the monarch butterfly and its metamorphosis, it goes into a cocoon for a phase. And what they will, the analogy there is that the cocoon phase is the trauma phase. It's unpleasant. That's when you disassociate. That's when it is so bad. The pain is so intense. The reality of what's happening is so shocking and overwhelming to the system that you split and you disassociate. And then what happens to the caterpillar, caterpillar throughout the metamorphosis? It becomes a beautiful butterfly. So that's the analogy with Project Monarch, is that they'll subject these victims to this torture. They disassociate, but when they come out on the other side, they are indestructible. They are perfect. They're celebrities. They're starlets. They can change in and out of alternate personalities that have been designed for them through the trauma-based mind control. They can switch in and out of these alters at the drop of a hat. Trigger words, colors, all kinds of stuff. That's why a lot of these people have handlers, and they'll have handlers until the day that they die, because they're not effective. They're not properly functioning human beings anymore. And also another thing is that this is generational. The ability to disassociate is hardwired in the genetic makeup of an individual. So that's why the bloodline families, the elite bloodlines, that's why they keep this so closely in their families. And so many of them, that's why you'll see a lot of celebrities that have famous, their parents are famous, their grandparents are famous, they're linked to their lineage is this, and that. And that's because they keep this stuff really close, and they pick those of them within their own ranks, within their own bloodlines, to carry out these positions of power in Hollywood, in politics. It's a generational thing. It's generational systematic abuse. And it's disgusting. And most people really love to think that it doesn't exist. Sorry, my boobs are totally.
Love you. So funny. It's okay. Don't worry.
I didn't think.
It's okay. I'm sure nobody will mind.
No, but at least I have my hair to cover it. That's perfect, actually. So yeah, that's why I refuse to cut my hair. I hide behind my hair. It's my security blanket.
Why are people saying they can't hear us? Can you not hear us?
One person says they can't see or hear.
Well, I know we're live and we can see us.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead. So sorry, a little distraction there.
Yeah. Sorry for anybody that can't see it. My connection's a little bit spotty, so that could be part of it too. I have terrible internet connection here.
Okay, yeah, they can hear.
So people are crazy. Yeah, they do use electric shock therapy. That's actually a favorite because it doesn't it creates the desired effect in the brain without leaving too many marks on the body. So it's kind of like, a secret that's really easy to hide without getting too into, personal stuff. It's a favorite technique of theirs. Let's just put it that way. It's effective. It gets the job done. Another thing that comes to mind, and this is not from personal experience, just to be clear. Recently, Teen Vogue published an article, an instructive article on how to safely have anal sex. Now, again, this is Teen Vogue. So why is a publication aimed towards very young people, people that are teenagers, not legally adults, why are they being instructed on how to safely have anal sex? The thing about sodomy that a lot of people might not realize, well, first of all, it's illegal. Second of all, sodomy has a very specific effect on the brain, the nervous system, the nerve connections at the back of the brain, the base of the spine, and the bottom of the brain back here, right back here. And what it is sodomy, especially on a very young child. This is a torture technique that they use because it's very effective at compartmentalizing the brain. This makes somebody very easy to control. And it also creates this type of, it blackens the heart. I don't know how else to say it, but the pain and just, it's so unnatural and it's just not supposed to happen that it makes somebody very easy to control after that. So I have a huge problem with Teen Vogue publishing a how-to on anal sex. First of all, if you're an adult, you can do whatever you want to do as long as it involves other consenting adults. But leave the kids and teens alone. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I mean when I bring up an agenda. And that's what I mean when I think that there's a problem with all this trans stuff, is that, you know, and I have no problem with transgender people or gays and lesbians or queer folks or anything like that. That's not what it is. But people need to be very real and stop with the political correctness, because what the political correctness has done, it has taken honesty out of the conversation. It has created a fear to speak out. You know what I mean? I've been called a homophobic "see you next Tuesday," and all kinds of things because of my stance on this. And I really don't care, but you know, it's kind of like case in point. You can't speak out about this stuff without being labeled something. And that's the society that's been created here. And we talked a little bit about how the eclipse and stuff, we think that has a lot to do with the sexual energy, the water energy and stuff like that. So it is August already. So we'll see how that goes. We're going to find out.
I mean, let's go there a little bit too with the eclipse. Cause I mean, okay, so I know I'm getting a lot of emails about what is going on. And, you know, it is a really stressful time if you're probably a Cancer ascendant, or if you're a Leo ascendant, or if you have a lot of planets in there. Because what is happening in Aquarius too? Because what's happening, the nodes are shifting. There's this full moon. There's the eclipse. There's the full moon, then the new moon. There's a solar eclipse, lunar eclipse, whatever. And this always happens, right? Twice a year. But if you look back and think about it, every August, that's when everything gets scary, right? That's when I've heard like asteroids were hitting the Earth like last August and everything. So August is the time because it's an eclipse time, right? So big changes, big shifts. And yes, you know, it's definitely, it's an full moon on steroids, new moon on steroids, everybody likes to call it. And I personally look at it in a positive way. And what I'm doing in my life right now is every time I have a transit, I'm spinning it because, for instance, Jupiter's about to go into my 12th house, right? Somebody just brought this up, and, you know, I've already been through the ringer since I got divorced, right? So, I mean, ever since I got divorced, which has been, I don't know, 2012, 13, right? That all those years, I've been through like a lot of stuff. So I couldn't even imagine thinking that things could get any crazier. Jupiter in the 12th house, expenses, hospitals, prisons, jails.
Right.
You have to think about what happened to you 12 years ago. Okay. So when I'm 12 years ago, I don't even remember what the hell was going on in my life, but you know, it's definitely, yeah, it can be that. It can be bad. It can be I go to the hospital and everything. Sure, maybe. Or maybe it can be astrology. I just really take off with astrology. Who knows? Right? So
in the 12th house is like a lot of is it psychic energy too though?
Yeah, I mean it is, but it's also death, and it's conjunct Saturn for me. So that just can you imagine? I mean, that could be so crazy. Yeah, Saturn's exalted in Libra, but you know, whatever. So you know, we can't let all this stuff make us get nervous. Like I was watching the news, you know, and there they go putting in talking about how dangerous this eclipse is and how police forces are out because there's so many people in these areas. And you know, it's just like they're making everybody more fearful of it. That's what it is. It's like a big hype up, right?
Yeah, it is.
It kind of gives you like an okay to do something, you know, because of the full moon. And just like I said in my last thing, that I always have to bring this up because I listen to police scanners just to confirm these events, right?
You're crazy.
All the time. Anytime I hear sirens, scanners on, because deep down inside, I wanted to be a cop. Like that's my.
You should be. You still could be.
Probably not after I made these YouTubes.
That's true. No. Can I just say, kind of unrelated, but still kind of related. They are not accepting people in the police forces that have a certain level of intelligence. They are only taking people that are, I don't know how else to say it. They won't take you if you're too smart, which makes perfect sense to me because really essentially all that they are is foot soldiers for the empire. Let's be real. And I'm generalizing here because I know police officers that are truly good people and truly care about, the people that they serve and protect. But let's talk about, the police force as a fraternal order does not give a shit about you and me and freedom and all that. They're enforcing the laws of an evil empire. And why would they want to recruit and accept men and women of high moral standing and high IQ? It doesn't make any sense. Their whole operation would fall apart because they would be found out. And that is directly linked to the pedophilia rings. They don't want intelligent, morally strong people on their police forces finding out about what the gatekeepers are doing. You know what I mean? Their whole operation would fall apart. So you probably would not be accepted into the police force. I wouldn't either. Well, I wanted to be a cop also.
Well, I mean, anybody with a good Mars or a strong Mars, like if you're in real estate or you're into astrology, you're probably gonna like all the realtors that I've ever done their astrology charts, they love astrology because they have a good Mars, right? And there are a lot of, detectives. It's all patterns, right? These are all patterns that I just know from this. And I've noticed like certain patterns, like my really good friend is the sheriff, right? And I know, yes, law enforcement sometimes gets a bad rap, but quite honestly, I think I've asked, like, anytime something happens, I'm like, what's going on with this? What's going on with that? Because I wish I could be there. But I went to school for corrections, not just criminal justice. I wanted to be a correctional officer.
Right.
Okay? Which is, I know sounds a little crazy, but the why I wanted to was because I'm obsessed with why people do things, the psychology behind things, right? And why are people so screwed up? And why did those people do this, right? And in a way, really, it just shows how like it's kind of the same pattern with astrology. I like to understand. Like a lot of people can't do a lot of readings or stuff. They get drained. They get this. They get that. I'm like, the more I've heard that a lot of people can't do heavy charts. I love heavy charts. Like I kind of get nervous when it's not a heavy chart because I don't know what to say because I'm used
to like what? Where's all your drama? Where's all your dark? Where's your shadow? Yeah, no, I get it.
And but the heaviest charts, I always say this, but the heavy people with the heavy charts are the most successful people. They're the most, the truth seekers. They're the ones. They're like us. So I mean, we have heavy charts. I mean, it is what it is. We're all here, and I know I don't get the normal astrology crew. Like the astrology crew probably doesn't even want to hear what I have to say because they're.
Oh yeah, and especially since you have me on so much, people are probably just like, ooh, like ew. No, seriously, I found that people like myself are like repellent to a lot of the new age type of love and lighters. There's a very specific brand of astrology and this new age crew that has such a limited view. They live in their love and light bubble, and it's so obnoxious because they don't realize that is such a blatant program in itself that was created. I believe it was back in the 60s. The new age was designed and created. It's another trap, you guys. So, and I don't align myself in any way with that. I know that it's not that simple. It's not just about your chakras and freaking quinoa and avocados. Like, get the hell out of here. Like, it's dark. It's really, really dark. Yeah. And the history is the key to the present and the future. So I like to delve into a lot of things that have happened. Oh, and just so everybody knows,
I like that you're reading the comments. This is so great.
Well, my phone is about to die. I'm so sad about that, actually.
Get your charger.
Okay, I will.
I can put it on. Put you. Oh, I've talked way too much today. Oh gosh, yeah. Sorry we're late, guys. I have a career in the day, so all day on the weekends. So, all right. Does anybody have any questions while we're waiting on Jenny? Besides, I'm reading the comments.
Oh my God. I really don't want my phone to die like right now because it takes like 10 minutes for it to power back up again. I had
the funniest reading this week with this guy. He was hysterical. And he was like, no, can I just be honest with you? Your website sucks and your videos could be better. And I was like, yeah, I know.
I love it. No, absolutely. I have clients that have become friends that are like, you need to work on your website. You need to work on your brand. You need to clean up your language. And I'm like, I mean, I imagine if I was trying to be like freaking, I don't know, I'm going to name like a, enter name of generic YouTube star here. That's not what we're interested in. You know what I mean? And that's the thing, like the language and stuff, I'm never going to stop dropping F-bombs because.
Yeah. Well, we talk, guys, and this is what we're going to do. I mean, I see people, when are we going to get to the charts?
Let's do it then. Let's do it then.
Okay.
We'll get started. I hope it's not distracting. Like I keep picking up my phone, but it's just because I really want to see what people are saying.
No, don't worry. We're good. Read some of the comments. Okay, this one is, okay, some of these charts I thought I've seen, so I might skip over it if I think you have already done the chart. So, because just so you know, too, you can put comments. If I schedule, and don't ever listen to my schedules, because my schedules will all be, this is just to let you know we're going to be live today. That's a Heidi schedule, okay? Doesn't mean it any specific.
Right. It's just,
but yeah, it could be 11.
It's more like a suggestion.
Right.
It's a light suggestion.
Yeah, it used to, hey, we're lucky we're on this route. We used to say we're going to be live every time and then have to record, remember?
Yeah. Yep. And then people would turn on us.
Stepped it up.
Like snakes. Let's see what people are saying. Hi, everybody. Hi, Anna. Hi. I love Anna.
So let's, back to this eclipse, though. Let's get back on.
Yeah.
We need to get back on this eclipse because a lot of people, I got distracted. A lot of people are asking me, like, things are crazy, things are going wrong, a lot of things that can happen. Okay, let me just say this. Don't make decisions that you like on the fly. Okay. Personally, I wouldn't even meet anybody. If there was somebody you're interested in dating or something, or, me, I won't meet anybody probably. Why? Because the person that you meet will be 100% different. Okay. So that could be that could be something now. And because I'm really busy, but so these are just little things. Don't make any big career switches. I mean, you can, but just like,
we'll realize though,
sure that you are aware of things that can come out, right? But I will say this right now, Mars and Sun were just conjunct last week, but I can tell you this, every morning I woke up, I have been feisty, right? And for no reason at all, just like if somebody just sends me the wrong message or sends me something that wakes me up, feisty. So just keep this in mind. If I'm like this, Jenny's like this, that means everybody's like this.
Yeah.
So don't take things too personally. When people get, mad at you or upset with you, just remember everybody's on edge right now. And it's just because Cancer is emotional. It's like, it's a nice sign. Mars and Sun sitting in Cancer, it's like not. Yeah. Fire, water. Okay, it's not good. It's not.
It doesn't make sense. It's definitely an uncomfortable place. I wanted to say also, like, I know that everybody watching this can completely relate. Everybody, including myself, everybody that I know is going through a very specific gauntlet right now, where things are coming up from the past, mistakes that you have made are coming back to haunt you. So the things that you thought you closed the door on, things that you thought you had dealt with and put away, skeletons that you thought were buried.
Yeah. That's what an eclipse does. Okay.
Yeah. Everything is being purged.
Right. Everything that you don't want people to know will probably come. So if you were sketchy, you better just cover those tracks a little bit better, because.
Or just own it.
Oh, one more thing. Own it. Yeah. Here's one more thing. I will say this. Mercury retrograde in the middle of it. Okay.
Oh.
So that's happening. I think that's like tomorrow or something, 2 days from now. Okay. So what's Mercury? Communication. It's IT, technology. It's the way we communicate. It's the internet. It's flights. It's travel. It's everything like that. So flights can be delayed. Anything with Mercury, skin problems can come up, lung infections, anything from here down. It's just, it can be a lot of that kind of stuff. Mercury retrograde. Now,
isn't it also communications?
It is. It's a million things. I mean, I can go through my list and tell you everything it is. It is.
Is it another bug, Heidi? By the way, I just want to say, everybody who, oh my gosh.
What?
Who just called me a bimbo? Like, you wish, bro, please.
Oh gosh, it's 29's friend. We got to remove him.
I love it. Oh my God.
Oh gosh, it's 29. That little creep came. Okay, so look, this guy, 29. Okay, our biggest hater, our only hater.
I love it.
He's from India too, and I'm really surprised. But he has
you love Indian people.
I think. Yeah, so he's gone. Don't worry. So he tried to come in with another name. Oh, that's so great.
I love it. I love it. That's so fantastic.
All right, we're not gonna get mad. We're just gonna keep going. So. Yeah. That's like a Mercury retrograde. Everybody, right? It can bring back. Okay, it's also sales, communications. Check your paperwork. If you're in sales, it's a great time to rewrite, redo, rethink, reconfigure. Mercury retrogrades can be like fabulous. I always do things on Mercury retrogrades because it calms me. I feel like what it makes it takes Mercury, slows it down. Okay. Yes, there are more car accidents for sure. I've noticed that when there's Mercury retrograde, and there can be some plane things, got to be careful. But not plane crashes necessarily. It can be plane delays, right?
Why are you giggling?
I'm laughing because you're on the phone and
I'm looking at the comments. I feel like, no, it's just funny because like all of you guys are so, I love these comments right now, and I feel like we're like hanging out with all of these people.
I know.
And it feels really good. Like I'm never gonna not read the comments again. I don't want you to think I'm not listening to you because I can do both. I have that.
No, ability. I know. I'm just kidding.
I
said. No, I'm glad you're reading the comments. I'm glad you are because everybody asks that, and I don't like to. It's good you're watching them.
Yeah, no, I thank you guys for all of your comments and all of it. Like, this is really cool. I'm so technologically slow, so I didn't even know that this was like a thing.
Yeah. So there's a lot of crazy energy. Just remember that, and this is the time where you need to be cautious. Watch what you say, watch how you communicate, check your things. People can steal credit cards, like your credit card numbers can get screwed up, stuff like this. These are common things. You can't be too scared. Literally, I was told last August from one of my friends, spiritual teachers, and I'm not even going to say anything about it and what it is and how, but I was going through a rough time and I was really nervous about what was happening and with asteroids and stuff. And he told me not to do astrology. He said, what you're doing is wrong. He goes, and it's bad karma on you. Right. And normally I would, and what would that have not, I mean, somebody could have been like, I'm never doing it again. Do you know how many times I've been told not to do astrology?
Mm-hmm.
A lot.
Mm-hmm.
And what do? I still keep doing with it. So like nothing's stopping me. And these are kind of things like you'll have hurdles and stuff. Right now it's new beginnings in Leo. Yes, the eclipse is in Leo. I think it's in a Leo both ways, which is kind of interesting. But it's in the nakshatra of Maga, whatever, however you want to say it, Maga. So it's new beginnings. And that's why I'm good looking at it for our country, new beginnings. Okay. Yeah. Not, and yes, the skeletons will come out. And yes, but I think it's not going to be what everybody thinks, because that's what an eclipse usually is.
I agree.
Whatever you think it's going to be, it probably isn't.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I just wanted to, because I talk about this on my Facebook. I post a lot on my Facebook, and there's this website called the Great American Eclipse, and it looks to me just like some people that took the opportunity to capitalize and create merchandise, create like a tagline. And so they're selling like tickets for viewing parties and t-shirts and stuff like that. And the logo for this website is the map of the United States of America. It's just a solid map. There's no outlines to the states or anything. And then it's this trajectory that cuts all through the center of the country, divided into red and blue. And it's divided by the black sun. So, I mean, listen, this is like basic psychology 101. This is how they get into our minds. Most people don't pay attention to something like that. But when you've been studying this for a while, you see that they will take any opportunity that they can to capitalize, especially on such a special and unique astrological alignment, a celestial event like this, to like rape the psyche of the human collective. And so I think what they think that they're going to trick people into doing is to whip us into a frenzy, further division. So many people are give their power to, these celestial bodies completely. I mean, and it's kind of like this dichotomy, because it's like, do I believe that my personality, my fate, and all of me is tied and dictated by the celestial bodies? In part, I know that it affects me, absolutely. And it can provide answers, like amazing clarity and answers. But you don't have to give your power away to it. But most people don't realize that. So they automatically just, on this subconscious level, they operate like little people on a chessboard, or on a board game. And they're just like little puppet strings being pulled into every direction. And I really do think that what we're seeing now, especially in the news and specifically in this country, but I mean, I'm only speaking as an American citizen, because we don't live in Europe. We don't know really how bad it is. I'm sure it's just terrible over there too. But the eclipse is taking place here. And I think that they're trying this division between the left and the right. I think we're going to see it explode. Like, I feel like we're teeter-tottering on civil war. And I don't give into the fear porn, but I know that many people do and will. You know what I mean? It's not just about how I feel like I'm going to play out in, how the reality is going to play out. It's not just about me, but it's about, look at the world that we live in. What's that guy going to do? What's that guy going to do? You know what I mean? And we kind of have to be on some level prepared for what may happen in this country.
That's how you have to, that's how you get through the next month. Okay. You just know that. And if you don't have to be in public too much, just stay behind the scenes, stay behind the radar, just stay out of a place that you can get yourself in trouble, just because people's emotions are just they're just through the roof. So
I love how you said you will be blocked if you say one, you will be blocked 29 if you say one rude thing. Like, how did you find the time to type that? Because I'm like,
yeah. 29. I'm gonna let you back in. You can be back part of our group. But
why? Ew.
Because I don't want to do that to people. That's how nice I am.
Yeah, but he called me a bimbo.
He called me something stupid too.
Ew.
Yeah, that's just how he works. Okay.
I want to see if anybody has anything, like if they're asking. Someone asked about stones. My favorite stones are moldavite, moonstone, amethyst, and obsidian. I love obsidian, black obsidian, onyx, black tourmaline. The black stones, like the black obsidians and the black tourmalines, are, in my opinion, the most powerful grounding stones, most protective stones. They transmute negative energy. So they help with, like, the feeling of feeling safe and secure in your own body and your environment. But as in terms of psychic stones, like dreaming stones, Moldavite will get you there. If anybody is trying to work on their connection with their spirit guides, or they're interested in astral projection, and I obviously, exercise caution with all of that, you guys, but you're all adults. I know you can handle it. Moldavite is an awesome stone for that, because Moldavite is technically extraterrestrial material. So there's a finite amount of Moldavite on the planet, because it was formed when an asteroid hit the planet and it mixed with Earth materials, and then Moldavite was created. So it's a really powerful stone to kind of take you out, to get you out there and do some work in other realms, psychic work and things like that. So
yeah, that's what an eclipse is really good for too. Just to
psychic work, right?
Meditate, get into that zone, because like I said, if everybody knew astrology, we'd have a better place. We'd live in a better world. I'm telling you, because once you understand yourself, it is the things that you can change and what you can control is just so amazing. Okay. So we're going to get started on some readings.
Okay.
Unless, is there anything else you think we should talk about?
Well, I could run my mouth for days.
Okay, and here's another rule for a reading on here. You have to write a comment, okay, at the bottom. And even if it's wrong, it's fine, because literally we put these in on the fly. When we do a real reading with you, Jenny and myself, well, I study a chart for at least probably 30 to 45 minutes, maybe an hour, take notes, and then we talk for an hour. So, which is why it's so consuming for me with my time. Now, when we do this, I'm putting this in on the fly and just telling you exactly what sticks out to me. So what Jenny and I are going to do, we're starting this thing right now, how Jenny and I are going to kind of coordinate together. We're going to do a chart, and I'm going to say what's going on in your life transit wise, and kind of give her some guidance on what to look at instead of asking questions and stuff. And we're going to just do it this way. Okay.
Yeah, it'll work. It'll work. By the way, somebody keeps talking about where do we get our stones. I don't have a one singular source for my rocks or my stones or my crystals. If I see it in a shop, I'll buy it. If I see something nice online, I'll buy it. And Moldavite comes from, I believe it's the Czech Republic. I think, or what used to be the Czech Republic. Whatever it is now, that region of the world. It's not from like Asia or India or anything like that. It's from that.
Do like a show on. You should talk about those one day, because I'd like to know. I have a client that just sent me some really awesome artwork and stones, and she wrote little notes on them. But I don't know what you're really supposed to do with them. Or you just hold them?
Your stones, your crystals.
Yeah.
I put some time, I don't really do it anymore, but I used to when I needed some help, like when really all the stones truly do is give you permission to allow yourself to let them work. And this is kind of my philosophy with it, is like, if you have an ailment in the body, you get cramps, or, you have issues with your skin, you go to certain, herbs and fruits and vegetables. The flora and fauna world will provide us with an answer, with a solution for every ailment that we experience. It's there. With that, every problem is a solution the planet provides for us. And that's the way that the ancients lived. They coexisted with the planet. For every ailment, there's a herb or a root or something that can fix it. And when it comes to this, the light body, the energy body, that's how crystals work with the energy body, is if you have an ailment of the, if you're having like a third eye blockage, you can't, you're having a hard time with dreams, or if you're having a hard time with feeling disconnected from your reality, then you use grounding stones. So crystals have the same effect on the energy body that fruits and vegetables and medicinal herbs have on the physical body. And that's how that's how we coexist with this planet, is that the Mother Earth has everything that we need. If you look at the compounds of a crystal, like under a microscope, it's geometry, it's perfect, it's intelligent, it's the way that it's designed, it's divine, it's intelligent. So that's, I think that's just kind of how it works. Do we need them? No, but it is super beneficial for people, including myself. I used to put like an amethyst or moldavite under my pillow, and it would really help with dreams. But now I don't need, after a certain period of time, you don't need that. And I think that that's the general idea, is to get to a point where you don't need to have your rocks on you at all times. It's more of just a way to get yourself like, okay, now you need some extra protection, call in the black obsidian energy. You just pretend like you have it with you. Your mind is more powerful than the stone. Your willpower is more powerful than the stone. It's just a matter of giving yourself permission to be that powerful person that you are.
Yeah, I was told like there's a lot of superstitions with those stones too, especially with astrology. So yeah. Like I was told not to wear green ever again. I went through my closet and threw away all my green shirts, and I'm like, what the hell am I doing?
What? I love green. Green's a
powerful color. So you guys, you can't take it too seriously. You can, but you're just going to drive yourself crazy. I guarantee you can control, how like the mind control thing, you can take control of this stuff. Like, yes, maybe it is going to cause some more negative energy than positive, but I'm telling you, you can control it. You can make sure that won't happen. I feel like that. So that's just the way I look at things. But okay, so we're going to go with this one because this person's birthday is tomorrow. So 6/2000. And also because this is somebody that's at a perfect age. Like, God, if I was this person, I wish I would have had a reading at your age. Just actually younger. Okay, 17, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, and it's funny because it's why you found this and why you're probably interested in astrology is because you're a truth seeker. You have K2 in the first house, okay? Like me. And when you have K2 in the first house, I'm not going to get too in depth today with all this stuff, but some of the issues are balancing out relationships. Now, you're definitely going to have issues with the relationships, especially at your age now. This is when, starting about 12 to 14, that's when, the relationship drama starts. And, depending on it, well, I'm still dealing with it. Let's just leave it at that. And I'm 33. Okay.
Is this, can you have this person's birthday?
Yes, it is 8/6 tomorrow. So this person.
What year? Well, they're 17. Right. Okay. Not that it matters. I'm just trying to like.
Okay. So now you're a Sagittarius. Okay. So when you're a Sagittarius and you're in the nakshatra of Mula, and Mula is all about digging the root, digging to the heart, to the core of things. I feel like I've done this chart before, but I really don't think I've done this chart before. And when you do this, you're just searching and searching for the truth. And it's kind of the ugly too, because Mula is the god Kali when she has the skulls around her, right? So she brings the light to takes the darkness, exposes the darkness because you want to know the truth. So it can be a lot of stressful things, but K2, it's the ruler of it. So, you will be able to deal with anything. I mean, you would make a phenomenal investigator, surgeon, digging deep, I don't know, anything, investigation. And your moon is in Swati. So Swati is you're probably a really good salesperson. You might be shy right now because K2 in the first makes you very introverted because you never feel like you fit in. But what will happen is, you'll pretend like you'll hang out with this one crowd and you'll try to be like them and you realize that's not working. You'll hang out with this other crowd, you'll try to be like them until you find yourself. So the fact is, since you found astrology, that's probably going to be one of the only things that helps you understand everything, because you need to be searching and being a detective. And I always say to anybody with K2 in the first, one of the best things to do is to learn astrology, because it's one of the only things that can really make you happy. So this person is going through, I would say, Jenny, focus on, I would say maybe something with siblings, it could have been.
I just got a really, really heavy sensation, like right at the base of my neck right here. And I have really, I'm doing my best to hone in on this person. And that's what I pay attention to first, is like what's happening in my physical body. So I think that has, because a lot of like, it feels like a lot of strain, you know what I mean? Like
I would just say this, you are definitely going to go through, and I don't know if you have an addictive personality and if you're already trying to gamble and get into this, you got to be really, really cautious. Okay. Cause I didn't even see this, but you have a lot of planets here conjunct. So you really have to just, Mars, Sun, Mercury, you're feeling this. I'll say that you are feeling this, you're going through a rough time. I would guarantee you, but it can be complete transformation. So the 8th house can be addictions. You really need to be careful. Like you're in school, don't drink and drive. Don't do anything stupid. Just try to stay out of trouble, like always, because you're in your accident prone K2 in the first. It can be accidents with the head. So you're definitely going through one of those big, big changes, big things. Remember, I'm saying this, and just stay under the radar and try to relax.
Do we want to look at the 8th house? Remind me what the 8th house is.
The 8th house is endings, career change, sexual attractiveness, death, inheritance, sex, secrets, investigation, astrology, major change or transformation, mafia, affairs, obstacles, CIA, FBI, things like that.
Is there, and you said that you noticed kind of a concentration with this person's transits in the 8th house currently?
Yeah. He's moving. That's what's going to happen. Rahu's rolling into the 8th.
I see.
This is what you're going to deal with the next few years.
Okay. So,
battles, fights, now it can be change and transformation. You could become an astrologer. I'm not saying that's not, or maybe it's traveling.
Right. Okay. So, the Hermit card came up like 3 times. I have a really kind of unique way of doing my cards. I just start to flip them kind of like this. And as I flip them, it's kind of like flipping through like a comic book, and a story is told. So I think that this person is having a struggle against the structure in their lives. It feels like a rebellion. And there's quite a bit of striving against an established structure that this person has been raised, and recently they're trying to break away from it because I feel like it doesn't serve them. They realize this stark contrast of who they are in contrast with who that they've been told to be. And obviously as a 17-year-old, we all go through that. That's that stage where you're really just starting to find out what it is that, maybe what you want, what you don't want, and things like that. The Hermit card coming up, for this person in particular, I feel like this really is about a time. This feels to me like an encouragement to take all of this energy that's being scattered, this energy that's like out there, everybody's external drama that's being projected onto you, kind of practice on blocking all of that out, even if it's in small increments, and internalizing. The Hermit card is all about telling everybody to go away and taking some time for yourself. And as a 17-year-old, I can't think of anything more constructive than for even 5 minutes out of your day, putting aside everybody's expectations and opinions and what your peers have to say, what your parents have to say, what you have to do. You got to do this, you got to do that. Even if it's just small increments, I feel guided to tell this person, because you're not going to convince a 17-year-old. You can't convince a 37-year-old to just change their habits overnight. So that's why small increments, baby steps, work on just for 5 minutes, silencing everything else and really listening to that voice. The more that you listen to the inner voice, the more fine-tuned it becomes. and you know exactly how you're feeling. I feel like this person is struggling to really to express themselves. It feels like a problem with getting expression out. The back of the neck, I feel like was kind of like I can't explain it, but it's like they can't, it's like they want to please, they want to make everybody happy, but they have so much to say and they can't get it out. And
stop. I want you to stay because that's making me think of something perfect to say. When I was 17, okay, you just try to be, when you have K2 in the first house, it might be a relationship that you're dealing with, right? And it could be a relationship or something like that, and it needs to change. I promise you, you just need to learn to let things go, let things roll off, because this is really a time that I'm going to tell you to email me. I would talk to you just, because I'm saying, like, at 17, if I would have had an astrology reading, I would have made so much better decisions. Let's just say that. And I have so many things to say to you. So maybe we'll talk. Okay.
Oh, what are the chances that this person is listening?
I don't know.
I wish this person was listening.
Okay. Next, we're going to do another one.
Okay. That's fantastic.
That's okay. We got lots to do. We got to move.
Yeah, it's hard. Just so you guys know, like, Heidi was saying, so, it's draining for some people. I'm one of those people. It's really draining for me. I'm a triple water sign. I'm like a Pisces, Cancer or something.
I'm a double water sign too.
Yeah. But you have something else that just makes you really like, you can just power through it. Me, on the other hand, like I'll become useless after a while because I just turn into a puddle. I'm just like, everybody just, take sort of thing. And actually somebody mentioned something about how to defend yourself from psychic vampires. I do have a process for that. And I would in the future like to maybe, show people how I've done it. I'm certainly not, going to start teaching a class on it because that, who am I, right? I'm not an authority on it. But for me, just to simplify it, it is as simple as your words. It is as simple as taking your power back and sitting by yourself and visualizing and working with visualizations in tandem with your words and your willpower and saying that person's name out loud and telling them, no, you cannot, you will not, I will not allow it. And if you're being attacked, it is as simple as sending it back. Visualize, it's old school. I'm rubber and you're glue, and everything you say to me will bounce off of me and stick to you. I mean, honestly, and if you visualize this in an energetic sense, it really is that simple. People love to overcomplicate and be like, jump backwards 3 times when the sun goes down and then, stomp on a frog and call your mom Sally. I mean, you know what I mean? Like all of this, like really like weird mumbo jumbo stuff. Sometimes it really is simple, and it's about standing strong in your convictions, standing in yourself, grounding yourself, having not just belief, but knowing that you're more powerful than that person. When it comes, if somebody's attacking you, they're not standing in their strength. They're not being authentic. So you are more powerful than somebody that wishes to cause you harm for no good reason. But if you have done something to warrant it, that's another story.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, moving on. I just wanted to answer that person.
Okay, this is 12582. Okay, so this person.
Don't stomp on frogs, you guys. Hunter Thompson's ghost.
This is a person that is, okay, so you're a Libra ascendant. And Libras want balance, but they end up being the most unbalanced people usually. And balance is one of their, struggles, right?
Yeah.
They definitely can be they can be indulgent. They want the life of the party in a way, right? They love to hear themselves talk, I like to say.
Is this my chart?
No. Oh God. It's you like government, politics, like social work, all this kind of stuff, right? That's a typical Libra. Okay. But this Libra this is where this astrology gets detailed. It's broken up. So there's like 15 different parts of Libras, right? And yours is in the nakshatra of Swati. And Swati is like a blade of grass blowing in the wind, right? So even like you like your space, you like your freedom, you like your you like probably travel, foreign people, foreign things, foreign groups, foreign humanitarian stuff. This is how you are. Like people are going to look up to you as well because you have Jupiter in the first house. And in a way, people look up to you as a guru and just somebody to be able to, but this also can make you too generous and too nice and too giving. And, Jupiter expands things. So, it can make you spend too much money, you're too indulgent, that kind of thing as well. So, but great salesperson, great, just somebody that's a good judge and like Libras are just, they want peace, they want to meditate. I've noticed a lot of Libras are very into that kind of stuff. Music, you're into music. Okay, one thing that sticks out to me are, I would say you're probably really good with your hands too, working with your hands.
Give me a, do you notice a concentration of
I'm going to give you that in 1 second.
Okay. I don't want to rush you. Do your thing.
Okay. And one more thing I'll say about you is maybe if you're an only child, this doesn't matter, but maybe you have to disconnect or there's something with siblings there can be some, but the way you think 100% is completely grounded. Like it's with a bunch of planets, but at least you try to, you're a hard worker. You try to think about like the law and order thing to do, I would say. All right. So what you're going to focus on this is, okay. So the next 18 months, the nodes are switching whatever I think is going to be the best thing to talk about. I'm going to just go with that.
Okay.
So anything maybe with the mother. Okay. What do you see about fourth house? Fourth house is property, ancestry, early foundation, past deep-rooted issues. It's moving. It can be things with the mother, issues with the mother. It can be sales, real estate, lungs, chest, heart.
It does feel like a lot of foundation, very like basic stuff, like the groundwork. You talk about houses and homes and the mother, roots, foundation, early childhood, things like that. These are very much the things that these are the foundations of the psyche. So I imagine that these are things that come up, they rear their ugly head in life when things come up that make us face those foundations. I know that people that have deep-rooted issues with the mother have a really hard time in relationships. They have a really, really hard time with themselves, how they see themselves, because if the mother was bad, if the mother, God forbid, the mother's a narcissist or something like that, or was extremely abusive, neglectful, those children have a really, really hard time with all of their relationships.
Yeah, I would say this is more. Yeah,
I'm not saying that for this person.
Yeah, by the way. I'll say this is more. I think you're going to maybe move, make some switches. Maybe it's relationships, love, romance, because it's the fourth house. Okay.
So let's see. Fourth house. So we'll focus
on the next chart while you're doing that.
Okay. People in the comments were talking about gay frogs, and I don't know how that happened. Can frogs be gay?
I don't know.
Let's ask them that question. You guys can.
I love frogs. I love everything but bugs that just fly in. And actually, now I'm not even killing bugs ever. Like there was a big grasshopper in my house. What is that? My neighbor always says anytime.
Grasshoppers are cool.
My neighbor goes, "Can you ask Jenny what this means? What this bug means? Can you ask Jenny what this bug means?"
Bugs are not my forte, you guys. I'm not a bug girl. I'm not into bugs. I hate bugs. Okay, so I wanted to do a simple 3-card spread for this person in regards to the fourth house energy. So we've got the Sun, the 8 of Cups, and the 6 of Cups. This is all about emotion. This looks to me very much, it's the end and the beginning of something. And it's interesting because it's the energy of walking away after having realized that something is only short-term beneficial as opposed to long-term. So it almost looks as if you're reaching a point where you're coming out of a, and I don't mean this in any bad way, coming out of a period of slight delusion, or people think that that's a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Sometimes we make excuses for people and we think that things are, oh, this is fine. I'm fine. See, I'm fine. And then you go through the motions and things happen. And then you realize I really wasn't fine. And this situation or this relationship has served its purpose and it's time to move on. And I definitely see this person kind of realizing that, yeah, that was fun. That felt good. And kind of being a little bit dreamy in that energy, and then coming to a realization that this isn't serving them. So yeah, I think that's what's going on there. I wonder if this person is listening.
Okay. This is a fun chart. So
hey,
this is somebody that listens a lot. This is 1658. Okay. You are a Scorpio ascendant like me. So you've watched a lot of my shows. I'm not going to get into the whole train on Scorpio, but you're a Scorpio in the nakshatra of Anuradha. Anuradha is a good friend, very loyal. You worry about relationships, focused on relationships a lot. Sometimes you can be in long distance relationships. You probably definitely are attracted to foreign women, maybe foreign cultures, foreign lands, foreign things. You probably have issues sleeping. You might do business in foreign lands. You would be phenomenal in real estate. You are a Scorpio with Mars and Saturn in the first house. So maybe you've done your everything that I like, you like, period. Okay. Everything, like you and I we have a lot of similar things. Just truth seeker, you want a detective. You also are probably good at building things. You were probably athletic, probably a good runner, probably a good sprinter. You age well. Yeah, but you had to take on an elderly role and you had a lot of responsibilities. Okay, we'll leave it at that. And very good. We've been going through okay, so I'd say go with this, that talk about career, because the things that could have been happening, maybe career and for the Scorpio.
Okay.
Because they're dealing with career things.
Just so you know, just so you guys see kind of the difference in the way that Heidi and I are doing this now, is she's paying very close attention to what's standing out to her, both intuitively and obviously in the chart. And that really helps me out a lot, instead of just pulling from this person's energy field and really kind of shooting in the dark. I don't like to read like that. It's not as accurate as we'd like for it to be. So I just wanted you guys to see, kind of how we're doing this here, and we're only going to get better at it. Just so you know.
This is another thing I got to bring up. You had Saturn. Saturn is exact on Saturn. Exact. In your first house. So, okay, first we had a lot of issues with like endings and letting go, financial things, debt could have came up, hibernation, wanting your space, alone time, all of this stuff. And, you don't have K2 there being so jaded in your life like it is mine, but, you still have K2 heavily influenced in your life because it's in your 6th house, Rahu's in your 12th. That can be pretty intense too. But I'll say this. The past 2 years, Saturn has been in your 1st house. Health, sickness things, maybe you just weren't up to par, feeling as good as normal, right? Because it was a Saturn return. So but complete transformation. And the past 2 years, whatever you were dealing with, okay, which I'm sure has been all of the things I just mentioned. Saturn left in January, and it started getting into your 2nd house, loosening up better, and you probably didn't feel so much heavy weight on yourself. So now Saturn stopped and it went retrograde, and it's going back into our 1st house. So we have to be careful. Driving, accidents, anything that can happen to our body, and especially you, because you are at 26 degrees, Saturn's at like exact. So, stay out of the radar for sure. Unless you're in law enforcement or you work for something like that,
You guys in the comments are so funny.
What are they saying?
I once read somewhere that if you crush a spider, it pops a supersonic air sac that emits a high frequency noise that alerts all other spiders in a 3-mile radius of a vacancy. I love that. I really love that.
Do you know spiders are like
sacred? Can I just tell you something about spiders? I don't like to interact with spiders. They kind of freak me out, but I have a deep respect for spiders. I consider them sacred and I don't kill them anymore. If I can capture them and free them, I do. And this is my little trick. And I swear to you people, up and down, it works every single time. If you catch and release a spider, you are then granted, now this is weird, but I'm telling you it works. You are granted 3 questions that you can psychically offer to the arachnid kingdom. I know this is weird, but I've done it before. I've saved these spiders that otherwise I would have killed or would have died. And then what I do is in my mind or out loud, I'll ask a question, something simple or something complex. The trick to this is to not attach any expectations to how you'll receive the answer or what the answer will be. And also don't expect it to happen right away. But I have rescued spiders, asked questions, or even as simple as asking for confirmation of a specific thing. And that's how this co-creation, like you really can form relationships with entire groups. Like some people are snake people. Some people are dolphin people, dog people. If you have this respect for groups, you can create, synergies, dynamics between you and this collective consciousness of an entire group of species, like spiders. Now, guess what? Spiders don't sneak up on me. They don't bite me. They don't harass me. They don't harass my children. They're not in my house because we're cool like that.
That's funny. And you know what's so crazy? That's bees. I did this with, those big bumblebees, the big ones, and they don't even sting and they fly right down and do nosedives at you.
Yeah.
I get so scared and I would be like screaming and I couldn't even walk outside. Okay. I would have anxiety. And then somebody told me that they didn't sting, right? So I went outside and I sat on my step and I said, all right, here you go, guys. And I started talking to these bees. I'm not joking. And now they stop. They don't do it anymore. They don't do it. I said, I know you're trying, I just started talking to them like they were human beings. And now they attack Crystal, my neighbor. So I told her just to start talking to the bees. Like that's what you have to do.
You can. And I was going to say also, bees only know, insects like to nosedive at you, Heidi. Like you just have the insects like to attack you.
Maybe because I look like an insect.
No, you
told I look like a bug. Okay.
But I pulled some cards for this chart a couple minutes ago before I totally digressed on the spiders. But we are talking about career. I think that what's happening here, this person.
Wait, one more thing. Career, homeland, mother, something like that. So it can be a move, a switch, a career, a home change, something like that.
Something regarding logistics. So this isn't ethereal. This isn't somebody's it's very tangible. It's very physical. It's very rooted in the physical world. And it does look as if there's been an issue with somebody regarding finances that has caused this person to kind of retreat a little bit into their emotional world, or this person may even be really kind of generous with their emotional energy, and that might be draining them. I feel like this person needs to be journaling, writing stuff down. I feel like that's actually outside of this person's comfort zone. So it's actually not something that they do typically, but for some reason that might be part of what it is, more so than just like journaling or a diary. It feels more about taking charge of the situation. And a lot of that is declaring yourself with words, with documents. This could be an invitation or an encouragement to start to make things like, I want to say legal, to make things official by using transcripts, documents, signing papers, contracts, things like that. And it does look as if, the 4 of Swords coming up, this is all about people finally coming together, ideas finally coming together after having some complications with people being on the same page with things. And there's also an encouragement, an invitation here to see the other person's point of view. So whatever conflict is going on, I think that this is an invitation to maybe, now that things have calmed down, you can see where the other person or the other people or this opposing energy that you feel is opposing to you, look at it from their perspective, and that might provide you with some healing, really, because that's the goal here, is to heal and to move forward. So I hope that helps.
So some of these charts that I feel like I've done, maybe I didn't. So what I'm going to do is go to the transits, okay? Because I feel like there's not that many people on this list. I just at least am going to have you do a card at least, okay, and tell you. Okay, so this one is 5/22/1970.
That sounds like we've done it before.
Yeah, but there's a twin. I can't handle all that. That's changing times and stuff. Sorry, because I know. Maybe. I think that could be it. 5/23/1973. Okay, how about this one? Pull a card, and I'm going to ask you about maybe some things that could have been going on, some 12th house stuff. Okay, so this person could have had 12th house matters, and now a lot of loosening up. Things are going to feel a lot better after this. But 12th house, self-sacrifice, help, hospitals, jails, prisons, asylums. It's also foreign countries, foreign lands, foreign things, hidden talents, hidden gifts. It's photography, production, liberation. You probably haven't been sleeping well for the past 2 years. Moksha, 12th house, endings, blah, blah, blah. Now, that's what you've been dealing with for 18 months, I would say. Now that's loosening up a little bit. So Jenny, look into the 12th house, maybe some health stuff.
Give me a sec. What's the birthday again?
5/23/73. And
that's right. No, I thought that. Okay.
Yeah.
12.
Go with
That's easy for me because I'm all 12th house, I feel like. So that's easy for me.
You know, maybe you have some career things going on right now. You need to work alone, that's for sure. So
yeah, I don't think I feel like this person doesn't do well taking orders.
No, and he's a Virgo, perfectionist person that wants details, that's very like good at design, good at architecture, all that kind of stuff. But Virgos are analytical, critical, judgmental, perfectionist at a lot of different things. But everyone can have a lazy side, you know, because they just can.
Because they just can.
Yeah.
This is okay. I'm kind of having a hard time placing this energy.
You know, I've come to the conclusion about Virgos that this is what I think. Because they're such perfectionists that sometimes they procrastinate because they know when they do it, it's got to be done the right way.
Right.
You know? They are such perfect. Like when I hang a picture, that shit goes right up on the wall with one nail. Like it could fall over at any second, right? My eyes are the level, okay?
Yeah, you're like, that's fine. That's
not a Virgo, okay? Virgos are psychopaths. Like my neighbor, she comes over with the levels. She does it right. Like I know she gets it done the right way. That's a Virgo.
No, I know. I'm like you though. I don't care. I'll just tape that stuff up and deal with it later.
Tape it. Like that's what it needs to be. Okay.
All right.
My dad, he thinks he's like, he used to get anxiety when he would see this, I would do things like that.
Oh yeah.
No, I like to paint. Painting's different.
Okay. So well, I'll try to kind of keep this brief. There's definitely a pairing here going on. It's like this person is really close with another person who is very much like them. And it feels as if that it feels kind of like a mother-son thing.
Oh, it could have been mother because the moon is in that house.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's this thing here about like keeping things hidden, keeping things kind of tucked away because it's more convenient that way. And like short-term speaking, it's just easier to keep quiet about the heavy issues because it just requires too much emotional lifting. A Virgo doesn't, I feel, in my experience with a Virgo is they don't like the emotional, messy stuff. They don't. It's not perfect. It's so imperfect and unpredictable and messy, and there's no way to organize it. There's no way to, compartmentalize it and organize it and put a freaking sticky note on it with a label. So I feel like this person, for the sake of keeping things organized, is kind of hiding things.
That they can be sometimes hoarders too, right? Yeah. Where
to me, it looks more like someone who hoards emotional things. Someone that kind of keeps a lot of things to themselves because it's not convenient to deal with the emotional ramifications of the spilling of secrets and being real honest. You and I can sit and have a conversation about our deepest, darkest secrets. We'll talk about things that, just let it all hang out. There's no problems there for us because we're just very emotional. I speak for myself, but I'm real messy when it comes to that. I'll just, emotions all over the place. But for a Virgo, it's just not convenient. And I think that this is actually something this person might be dealing with that right now. Like, if I don't get this out, this other person in my life is really going to suffer. So this person is like kind of dealing with that right now.
Wonder if it could have to do with children, maybe anything.
I think so. I feel like this is like there's like a mother-son thing, or
it could be children. And let me say this, because you have Moon in Capricorn, so you're about as practical and as grounded and as like.
Let's see if this person's.
It could be your emotions are kids, I would say, if you have kids, or maybe it's trying to have kids. I don't know. Okay. So we're gonna go to the next one.
Okay.
Or did you say something? Did you need to say?
No, I wanted to see if this person was. Oh no, I think I see where we are. Okay. No, you didn't call anybody a psychopath.
Who did?
No.
I probably said I was a psychopath.
Right. Like you're using yourself like as the marker. When we say psychopath in this context, we don't really mean psychopath. We just mean someone who's just like, blah, blah.
Sorry. I say sorry, it's just can't control it.
Right.
Did I really say psycho?
I don't know. I don't think so. I really don't think so.
I'm trying to be on my best behavior ever since I went on Coast to Coast. So I got to have my new best behavior shoes on.
No, I know that's how I feel too. And people are like, oh, you got to clean up the language. You got to, you got to be real deliberate. And it's just like, I mean, you see it. And if you don't like it, then you don't have to watch it.
Unfortunately, that's the way we are.
Yeah.
So we're going to lose people. So it is what it is. Okay.
Bye.
This is,
Go listen to Corey Good if you like fantasy and lies and
5287. Oh, so this person probably really likes you.
Me?
Yeah, like really likes to listen to you and talk. Yeah.
It's so weird that you say that, because all at once I was like, I felt that flutter, like it could be a friend of mine. Do I know you? Who are you?
So this person is a Pisces ascendant. I mean, it could be a girl or a guy. I don't even know. But Pisces ascendant, Revati, Nakshatra. So you're a lot like Jenny. Okay, you are. You're a lot like Jenny in a way. Very mystical, very into music, I would say. You definitely could be a musician or something with music or acting or something creative. Don't ever not do something creative. You're all about creativity, literally.
Yeah.
And quite honestly, you are horrible in relationships. Okay, horrible in relationships, and issues are relationships, because what you're looking for, you're probably never going to find. Okay, so I'm just letting you know.
Is it kind of like this unrealistic?
I was going to say fantasy. What this person wants is a fantasy. Life isn't a fantasy. Okay, so that's the problem. And your problem is going to be relationships. You might never ever want to get married, right? Or you could just be, or you're just so freaking creative, it's just out of control, and you're famous. Like this person definitely can be famous.
What I was getting in the relationship thing is there's like this borderline when this person finds somebody that they truly care about. I feel as if this person is running this kind of pattern where they crave this kind of playful drama that at first is very, there's a lot of lust and there's a lot of fire there, and it's exciting, and it's like it's almost like this person feels that the other person cares. The farther that person falls for them, or the harder that person suffers for them, makes them feel like this person really cares about me. The problem with that is that over time that's unhealthy, and that it's actually illusion, because that really is just suffering at the end of the day. That's not exactly healthy, but it does feel as if there's kind of this attachment there, this expectation of a relationship. It can become, so I feel like this person has there's kind of a possibility there of codependent relationships. And this isn't to be negative at all, because I feel like this person has a huge, they have so much to give in a relationship. They're so emotional. So
charismatic too. Like, you're definitely probably attractive. You're charismatic. Your people are attracted to you. I mean, you could even be, this could be.
Who is this person?
I know. But seriously, because here's the thing. I mean, this could even be like a doctor,
Oh, that person was just joking about you calling. Thank you. Because I know that Heidi, you were like, I was like, wait, did she say? I don't think she said it. No, so it was a joke. Okay. We love you.
Like animals, vet, you're going to like animals, small pets. You're going to like to take care of people, things, healing for sure. Mystical stuff, but I'll say this, you have Rahu in the first house. Okay. So just like I have K2 in the first house, my problem is relationships. So is yours. You're going to get into relationships. You just get into relationships with people that are completely drama, or that lie, or that cheat, or you could cheat. Like, it's one or the other.
Attracted. Yeah. Like, I feel like
you want sex, pleasure, love, hotness. This is what you want. You're never happy. It is what it is. Okay. Yeah. And you're always,
this person's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah. You're probably a blast.
Sure.
Yeah, you and Jenny.
We should do a competition where like the winner of the competition can like go to a party with us or something.
Here's the funny part. Well, we have to meet each other in person first. Here's the funny thing about this. So you're a Pisces ascendant. This person's a Pisces ascendant. You have Venus and Rahu conjunct, but in the 12th house. This person has it in the first house. Okay. And then Jupiter. So there's so many. And then you guys both have Gemini moons.
That's so weird.
Yours is Ardra. This is Mrgashira. So it's a little bit different. It's not Ardra. It's more the deer, always searching.
Yeah.
Always looking, like the inventors, creative things, very good at real estate. You're an inventor, music, horses, business, finance. I mean, all over, restaurants, hospitality. I mean, there's so many things. You're so creative. You just need to be using that creative self-expression 24/7. You might be a singer or a musician, or, there's just so many things. You have a lot of talents.
Any transits, anything coming out?
Yeah, pick a card for, let's see.
Hunter Thompson's ghost says he doesn't do relationships.
Who is that? This guy right here?
No, I don't know. But I remember Hunter Thompson's ghost. I said to this person, I don't like your name, because I thought that, and I'm still not sure, I thought that Hunter Thompson, who was a writer, journalist, I thought that he was a child killer, pedophile. I can't confirm that. I don't know. I wasn't there, and I'm not sure. But I thought I was like, your name sucks. And he was like, you're incorrect. It's a smear campaign against Hunter Thompson himself. So I'm glad this person doesn't hate me or think I'm ignorant, because if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm not right about a lot of things. So
okay, so you dealt with a lot of 12th house things too. Okay, so maybe, yeah, but so this is how like this works, right? This technically could be somebody that's a doctor, right? And if you work in a hospital, you could have had a career change, right? So these types of things, like why charts need analyzed so much. But you could have moved, you could have been really figuring out yourself, your creativity. 12th house, moving, foreign lands, foreign countries, foreign things, foreign places, hospitals, jails, prisons, or you could have just got out of jail. Literally, it's like this. my mom is a Pisces ascendant and she's a nurse anesthetist, right? Mm-hmm. So she just had a 12th house transit. And I know, like, because she works in a hospital, that went nice. You know, she's had some promotions and stuff. Now, going through some loss, though, 12th house is endings, let goes. There's lots of endings.
Yeah. And well, my whole thing, I'm living 12th house. Like, I'm 12th house energy in the flesh.
Both of you are. I mean, because you're both Pisces ascendants. So, but that's when I look at it and say 12th house wouldn't be maybe so bad for you and this person, because it's a natural house for a Pisces.
Yeah.
Now, but maybe you've moved, maybe you've had some changes in the, I don't know. That's all I can say. But I focus on what's coming up. I would say focus on.
I feel like it's a relationship thing.
Yeah, it could be a relationship for the 7th house. Okay, that's definitely
a lover or friend, or a close chemical emotional relationship. I'm getting a lot of like dopamine and adrenaline, so like up and down all over the place, like, oh, I love you, I hate you, you know what I mean? Like, we all have been there, that type of relationship where it's so like
toxic.
It's toxic, but it's so fun at first, and then like it gets old because like we're all dying here, you know? Like, you can't live like that. You'd be amazed though, people can stay in those relationships forever, Heidi. Like,
yeah, this kind of reminds me of one of my ex's charts. Just like, you know, so that's the thing. Toxic people, drama, like toxic charts, they come together in a way because we're here to learn these lessons, right? So, you know, you're just definitely.
I pulled a card for this person, so I'm good with this person. Do you want to do like a couple more readings and then like answer questions?
Yeah, let's do. I've got 2 more. I think
because I'm really excited to like interact with them. That is kind of Pepe the Frog.
Okay, this one is. I feel like I've done this chart, so
probably have.
In 11/18/54. So this is a Libra ascendant. Lots of planets in Libra, and that's why I feel like I've done this. Venus, Saturn, Mercury, all in Libra. Okay, in your ascendant. So Venus, Saturn, and Mercury together, that's somebody that's very, this is a business person, somebody good with business, somebody that's a good speaker, that's intense, that's, you know, very artistic, good musician, good at music, good with financials, money, could be investing, somebody that deals with investing, or it's Venus, Saturn, and Mercury. I'm talking to myself while I'm doing this, but you know, and good speaker, trading, deals, selling, something like that, online sales. You're just a good salesperson, marketing person, all of the above. Okay. Charismatic, grew up fast, take on a lot of responsibilities. Good communicator. There's something with communication, trading. Maybe you had some issues with some siblings. And you might be in real estate. And if you're not, you should be. Now, when you have a lot of planets in your first house like that, you know, you can have some ups and downs with health.
I'm going to do health. I'm going to look at health right now, the physical body. Okay. It's a little bit different because we do, you know, for each person, it's either like relationships, career, right, you know, stuff like that, the mother, the father, but the physical body is always fun for me to look at. A lot of clients I do body scans with them, and it's actually really accurate. You just, you know, kind of visualize that person's energy, and then you go, you know, I go from the head down, and then I pay attention to colors. I pay attention to things that are kind of like flashing. It's quite literal in a lot of ways. Somebody right, suffering from inflammation of the digestive tract, I see it glowing red, sort of thing. Or if there's too much, you know, a concentration of like lymphatic fluid, or there's an infection, it's green or blue. You know, that's a water thing. So I want to look at
I have a note on this too. Sorry. Yes, I have lots of notes, guys. Because I'm trying to dive into the health thing with an extraterrestrial. So this is like a little test here.
We don't give health advice though. Like
no.
We don't do that, but you know, it's all for entertainment purposes, right? Yeah. We have to say that.
I know, but this Vishaka is, I'm just seeing if this can give you any guidance, you know, hold on.
Let's see what people are saying.
Lower abdomen, I can't even talk right now. I've talked so much. Bladders, kidneys, abdomen, pancreas, genitals, rectum, prostate, colon. This is what it can be sometimes. Menstrual tumors, urinary trouble, fibroid. These are the things, the health that could come up with this nakshatra. But, you know, I wouldn't say that that's necessarily what you're dealing with. But if we're talking about health, I feel like you brought up health. That's why I figured
it's a thing. I'm trying to see.
But here's the thing. Venus can be breasts, you know, chest, lungs, this kind of thing from here down.
Breasts. I hate the word breasts.
What do you want me to say?
Say boobs.
Yeah. Women, like but this is even if you're not even having health things, maybe you're a trainer. Maybe you train people. I don't know. We don't have
maybe that's your thing, is like superior health.
Maybe you're in shape. Let me say this. You definitely are going through maybe some finance things you've been dealing with. No, it could be health because Jupiter's been in the 12th house. So definitely can be health, long-term things.
Yeah, it feels like work. Yeah, it feels work related. Like this person's worn out. There's quite a bit of exhaustion, but there's also there's willpower. Like there's real willpower to see things through. So I think, okay, so I can kind of translate this into a personality that's like, you know, the type of person that will run the extra mile, even though they know they're going to get shin splints, they're still going to run the extra mile because that's just their mentality. So it's kind of like pushing yourself. You're so convicted, you're so motivated, but you may be expending a little bit too much energy and it might actually be hurting you. So there is an invitation here to, it does feel like, you know, keep going. You know, the Six of Wands. So it's positive, but it's like an invitation to listen to your body, to really listen to your body. Give yourself a break if you need it. Sometimes we get really caught up with the work and, you know, the lifestyle and stuff like that. We tend to forget and we actually kind of lose touch with the body. We push it so hard. And then we neglect, you know, things kind of just pop up. If you go so long without paying attention, next thing you know, you like get the flu. And that's what happens if you push yourself too hard.
You know what? And because you said that, Jenny, I feel like maybe, and if nothing is wrong, maybe you should just go get scanned. Just go get a checkup, right? Or maybe just get a checkup. It's like that time. Because there's a reason why I said that, you said that. Mm-hmm. That's like intuition flying in. So, I mean, if nothing's wrong,
just listen.
You know, go to the doctor and get a checkup just to make sure. Or relax. How about that?
Right? Sit on the couch and watch a movie. You know what? And I have to say, like, like a lot of people are like, well, what, you know, I'm so run down. Like sometimes it really is as simple as stopping for a day. Have a lazy day. Recharge your battery. Watch something funny. Watch something lighthearted. Stay away from the computer. Don't watch the news. I feel like the news, current affairs have been, and now maybe more than ever, is contributing directly to people's emotional distress, physical distress. We're so tied into the drama of what's going on around us. Sometimes if you have to detach from that for your physical well-being, you know what I mean? And people are getting sick. I mean, you know, the past 8 months with like Trump and stuff, people are just, well, it's been longer than 8 months, but you know, it's like sickness. There's sickness taking place. It's like psychological sickness, physical sickness, because everybody's so tied in with the drama. So sometimes it really is as simple as just tuning it out for a little while and taking time a day. Yeah. Be lazy, don't move, sit on your butt.
Yeah, maybe it's like groups and people that you've been dealing with, friends, you know, just stuff like that. All right, then we have one more.
Okay.
5/19/74.
Okay.
So this is a Scorpio like me with Rahu in the first house. So you're very similar to me in a way. I'm more introverted, you're more extroverted, right? So even though I don't act introverted, I am. I like being alone. I like my space. So do you. But you're more your relationship you have relationship problems like me, for sure. You might not be married. You might get married a few times. And then it's in Scorpio because, so you're very deep, you're very intense, you're very passionate. When you have Rahu there, it doesn't work like how it does with K2. K2 likes to be in Scorpio. Rahu doesn't. Rahu likes to be in, where he has more freedom. Rahu gets scared in Scorpio in a way. So you might have a lot of fear of things. You might see things, other worlds. You might have an addictive personality. You might see ghosts. You might see like all these things. And yes, and not grounded, right? Because K2 is more about grounding it. Rahu is more like a little lost. And you're here trying to figure, anybody who has Rahu in the first house, you have to learn how to balance relationships with figuring out your purpose in life. So, because you are supposed to figure out what you're supposed to be doing in life, and you are supposed to focus, but you'll get into relationships with people that completely throw you off focus, off track, or you just don't want a relationship. You're like, screw that. I don't need to deal with the relationship. So it's like one extreme or the other. So you need to learn how to balance and have a healthy relationship and balance you finding your own gifts, what you are here to do. I mean, Scorpios, watch my Scorpio series. I'll say your moon is in Aries in a Swanee. So the way you think, fast pace, fast thinker, go getter.
Oh, there's some original ideas there too. That's my experience with Aries. Is there's a lot of original thought.
This could be a surgeon, no joke. This could be a doctor. Or if you're not a doctor, you're an investigator, or you probably could be a doctor. You probably could fix things. You have got Saturn and Mars in the 8th house. 8th house can be surgery. Now it also can be battles and disputes. You could be interested in law, attorney stuff too. But or you could be just very creative. You're very creative. Healer. It can go all over the place.
Any transits?
Yeah, same thing career. The past 2 years, you had a lot of career changes, career emphasis, or maybe some issues not finding a career, having a career, whatever.
That makes sense, because I want to just say the Knight of Wands came up. And I wasn't going to dwell on it because my next question was what can we focus on? But since you said that, the Knight of Wands is certainly relevant here, because for me, this is a very transitory card. This is all about movement, action, moving towards something very rapidly. And it also indicates often a switch, like a transition from one job, one state, one location, one thought process to the next. It's a very specific energy. So this is a change. Also, the Death card came up. This almost never means death, just so you guys know. I'm sure you already know that. But this is about transformation, and it might be a little bit difficult. It might be a little bit rocky, kind of scary. But change always is, and nothing can change when you're comfortable. You have to get uncomfortable in order for things to really change. That's my experience.
And that's what a Scorpio does. Okay, so that's kind of where Rahu doesn't like it. Scorpios just deal with change 24/7. Remind me to bring up something about this after, because somebody asked me a question about what's going on. Maybe I'll just talk about it now. So Scorpios are always kind of waiting for the shoe to drop. You're used to it.
Yeah.
But Rahu's more nervous, doesn't like it as much as K2 does. When you have Rahu, maybe you get more upset about these things. So, relationships can be very traumatic for you, or very, it's really hard to kind of explain like this, but Rahu in the first is you're definitely more, I feel like you might be a little more lost sometimes than with K2 there. Like you're just going to try to get into these relationships, or you'll try to look for things in partnerships, relationships, things that you're kind of lacking in. And it's really to find out you. So you get, you learn about yourself through other people in a way.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And so K2, same thing with K2. I mean, you'll do better with foreign people, foreign women, foreign men, foreign whatever, foreign things.
Like foreign, like
foreign cultures, foreign countries, foreign lands, foreign things, or different religion, race. You know, you're going to be attracted to different things. But I will say with this too, we've been just going through a lot of change, just a lot. 12th house is, I mean, I went through a divorce. Maybe you went through, I don't know I forget how old you were, but maybe it could be endings with relationships, marriages, stuff like that. In the past, this has been going on since 2012. We've been all Scorpio since 2012, 13. It's been like the ringer.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So, again, I got another knight. And for me, the knights are all, they're not necessarily people. This isn't necessarily character. This, to me, right now is indicative of an idea, a change of something, just the essence of a mentality, an ideal, a vision. And there's a lot of change here. There's a shifting of priorities taking place. It's just rapid metamorphosis. This person has a lot of, it's like the wheel is turning, the wheel of fortune, and then the two of discs, which is all about the changing, it's a really cool synergy. It's a really cool reciprocal energy going on. So it does look as if it's working, but it's also going to take some discomfort. It's going to take you stepping out of your comfort zone here and moving towards something that's going to take willpower. And it also feels like what's happening is there's going to be, when I said a shift in priorities, it feels like more of a switch. So here's your priority. And you've had this priority, you've had this ideal, this virtue, this conviction for a certain amount of time. And then here's something else. Here's the new thing. And you're going to go like this. It's going to shift. It's going to switch. And it's not going to change the level. Like the priority level is going to stay the same, but you're literally going to switch one priority for the other. And I think it's going to be beneficial. It doesn't look like it's going to be bad in any way. If it was going to be bad, I think it would be indicated here, and it's not. So it does look like an improvement. It's a purification process. It's about detaching yourself from drama. Again, sometimes it really is that simple. Getting other people's voices out of your head so that you can hear yourself clearly, and getting to what's underneath. So I also feel like this is kind of a time for this person to get in touch with emotions in a way that they haven't. I feel like they haven't really been given the opportunity to be honest with themselves on an emotional level. It feels like this person just works very systematically, or has worked very systematically for quite a while, but it looks as if they've been challenged recently. And that has to change. That fundamentally they need to change their ideas about things.
And this could there be this might have to do with relationships, because, I'm curious if you ever had a bad relationship. I mean, the women that you might be in relationships with can be a lot of drama. Let's just leave it at that. And spend money, take your money. They want all the nice stuff. Or you spend money on women easily.
It kind of does.
Or men, sorry, I don't even know if this is a guy, or I'm just pretending. But
I think it's a male. I do think it's a male.
If you're a woman, you do the same shit. Like you're gonna spend money on people and because you're independent. Like you want people to know you're independent. So you want to buy things, right? So.
All right. I think we're done with readings.
Yeah, that's it for the readings. But awesome. You want to sit here and answer questions.
Yeah, we'll do like another 6 minutes.
Okay, so we have 6 minutes, guys. Jenny has.
I hope that's okay, Heidi. No, we've been on here a long time.
We have 2 hours.
I'm sweating bullets, you guys. Sweating.
All right, so read with me. Ready?
Yeah.
Please read.
Read what?
Does Heidi and Jennifer watch Rick and Morty?
No.
Who are they?
It's a show.
Telekinesis.
What about it?
I don't know. Just reading.
I don't know. Thank you, whoever said you like my dress. How'd you know it was a dress and not a top?
That's really?
That's kind of weird. How that person, because it could be a top, but it's a dress. It's a full-length dress, actually.
Jenny, what do you think about blood types? I know there's a lot of info, but I would be interested in what you have to say.
I think that there's definitely something to blood types. Blood is the carbon-based manifestation, the carbon equivalent of ethereal data. So ethereal data, non-physical data, this is memories, this is actual information, is translated through the portal of 4D or the other realms right here into 3D through the blood. The blood is life. So absolutely 100%, blood is sacred, blood has information, blood has data, and the global elite take blood types into the highest of consideration. They make a lot of choices and decisions based on the blood type of their victims. They pay very close attention to who they're breeding with. It really is blood has a lot to do with a lot of things. Some people have genetic predispositions to certain abilities. Some blood types lend themselves more to certain types of character traits, whether these are desirable or undesirable to the global elite, and they manipulate people like this. I also happen to know that they have very advanced mapping or scanning technology. They know who is going to come into this realm, who has what blood type. They're able to track our memories from past lives or parallel lives. They know who's coming in that's really advanced. And they literally, it's like a honing device. They know the signature of that blood and they can literally pick up on it. And they have mapping technology to do that. So people are tracked from the moment they're conceived and so forth. They're mapped out. It really is that serious. They really do have that capability.
And I'm going to start doing a test on this, like with blood types with astrology, because Mars is like, if you blood things, there's Mars typically, right?
Yes.
So, Mars can be things, and maybe that's, they want strong people. Who knows? I mean, warriors.
We could do a whole thing on that, because
that's actually a good topic. Maybe we go on one day. Is the solar eclipse new things? Absolutely. That's how I'm looking at it. And I think the more people that look at it that way, yeah, it can be a whole bunch of negative stuff, right? But why do that? Why worry about it? It can be a lot of new things, new things, and the nodes, Rahu and Ketu, this eclipse is like the last kind of go. Rahu's been in Leo, okay? And Rahu really in Leo is just kind of like, it's been chaos. My Rahu on my sun and Mercury, complete chaos. Okay. Just people Rahu throws confusion, illusions. It can also bring great things, give you career changes, give you change. It can give you, exposure. It can do things to your health. So I don't even know where I was going with this, but Rahu's going into Cancer. It's more happy in Cancer, right? It's more open. Like Leo's more, I tend to notice K2 does better in Leo, I think. Not all the time, because Rahu in Leo can make somebody a famous actor, right? But how happy are they? I don't know. It's just going to be a lot of chaos.
Chaos is a ladder.
But yes, definitely positive rebirth, new things. I think so, for sure. Absolutely. Good things. And I think, and that's what I think for our whole election too. Like I definitely, I'm not going down the Trump train right now, but I will say, I get to go to the White House on the 25th and my chart really looks good. I'm going to the White House.
Are you really?
Mm-hmm.
Be careful.
I have a tour.
You should.
I should have probably X-nayed this, right? I should have scratched this. Yeah.
You're going inside the White House? I would never. You couldn't pay me to enter that building. Oh, that actually reminds me.
Yeah, pull a card on that. Actually, no, I'm kidding.
No, I will. I remember talking about this once in a conversation with you, where I stated that I felt that the White House was a sentient, intelligent kind of an artificial, if a structure or if a location or a building could have artificial intelligence and could operate mechanically what I'm trying to say is that I think that the White House has a mind of its own, but that mind has been programmed. So I think that this is a building that is so heavily steeped in data, extremely dark data, things we can't really even, we can't really get into right now. But I think that if that this structure has, I just see it as turning on people. And I feel like I really do. And for somebody like myself, I can only speak for myself, someone who's so sensitive. And we are in open rebellion against the US government and against the global elite. So us walking into an establishment like that would feel very much like crossing into behind enemy lines. And I wouldn't feel safe there. I would feel as if the walls were closing in.
I see where you're coming from, but this is my rebel self. If I was going to work in a prison, I can damn sure go into the White House. Okay.
Oh yeah. No.
That's how I look at things. and quite honestly, I'm going to go in there and test that shit out for myself. Let's see how I feel. It's only 45 minutes long. It's not like I'm going to be there all day.
But it does, remember, I think that's still the case right now. Okay, so you have the chariot. That's fine. You're fine.
See, so what does that mean? That means, let's see, is Heidi going to see Trump? Am I going to get my picture taken?
Well, the chariot is all, for me, it really is all about leadership. It's the unit, it's the administration. It's certainly, taking control. This is the person at the helm. This is very much the administration. This is like legal stuff. This is official stuff, government stuff. Absolutely. But you're not going to have a problem with that. But remember, Barron Trump doesn't live in the White House. He lives in his home.
They moved. Didn't they all move?
They did go.
Oh, yeah.
Well, maybe they needed time.
How great this worked out. So I gave these dates of the dates that I so my mom's coming to visit me and she really wants to go to the White House. It's her birthday, my birthday, kind of like all intertwined. And it's literally like it worked out that my mom gave these specific dates in August and how it worked out. And you should see my chart on this day. It is so funny. And on the date is because Trump is on vacation right now.
Yeah, he is. Right.
So the White House is like, if we would have went the 11th, there would have been no chance of me even just catching a little side glance of him or something. So I don't know, maybe. Well, I get excited when the Air Force One flies over the house, for God's sakes.
Right.
And because of that, I get excited when any Marine, the Navy things fly by. I'm just living that dream. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Someone just mentioned the Ambrosia company, and I talked about this. This company called Ambrosia. Recently, they came out and they said somebody just mentioned it, for $8,000, you can go overseas and be treated with the blood plasma of young people. And so all this is not news. This isn't news to the global elite. They've been doing this for thousands and thousands of years, using the blood of young people to stay young and to heal themselves and regenerate and to stay in this frequency. And so now they're just open about it. And now they're like, okay, this is a way to normalize it. And I think that here within the next, my guess is like 25 to 50 years, this will be commonplace. And if somebody can afford it, they will then be able to undergo these treatments and reverse aging entirely. I don't think that I would do it because it makes me think of Voldemort and Harry Potter. You drink the unicorn blood. Yes, you ingest the properties, the magical properties, life-giving properties of the unicorn blood, but every time you do it, you give a piece of your soul away. And you break yourself, you rape yourself, you go against nature. And so it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Personally, I would rather age gracefully and take every wrinkle and everything as it comes and accept that as part of the aging software of planet Earth, and be done with it and die naturally like we're meant to.
Well, yeah, you just did you ever see the movie Death Becomes Her? Oh my God, I loved that movie. That was one of my favorite movies with Meryl Streep and Goldie Hawn. And they
Oh,
drink.
wait a second. I do. It's
Movie.
old, right? It's an old.
Really, yeah. I don't see any new movies. This movie is old. So
Yeah.
they take the potion to like stay young and beautiful, and they're in that married to that doctor, that nerdy doctor, and the one gets crazy, their heads rip off, and all that funny. Oh my God, that movie is so great. I think I
No,
need.
that is good. I remember now because I remember she looks at her hands and she's all bummed because she has like, like wrinkles and like it's all old, and then she like takes the serum or whatever. Yeah, so I mean, I imagine it's extremely tempting for the rich and powerful, the rich and famous, but is it worth it? I don't think so. At what cost? At what price? It's a betrayal. It's a betrayal to your fellow man. It's a betrayal to humanity. And it's like Voldemort. You want to be Voldemort? Like there's nothing beautiful in that. There's nothing beautiful in cheating death and in breaking the rules and just being a douchebag.
And one more question. Somebody asked if I do Gemini astrology, which is a part of Vedic astrology. And yes, I do use some of it. Some of the aspects I use, some of the dashas I use, I definitely look at it for sure. But that's in a real reading. That's not used right now. This is all me just looking at the most we can do on these things are personalities, because that's really. I'm so glad you're reading these comments.
Me too. I wish I could, like, so many people are being so nice. There's a lot of comments about my wardrobe issues, like whatever, you guys, like
who said anything about your wardrobe?
No, it's nothing bad, but people are like expecting my boobs to pop out. It's not gonna happen. Like it's just not gonna happen. This isn't my first rodeo, you guys. I'm a grown woman. I know how to, whatever. If this is what is being revealed, it's because that's what I intended. It's not an accident. You know what I mean?
This is funny.
We're all adults here, folks.
Yeah. And you're married, for God's sake.
I'm married. I'm happily married. Well, I'm happily married. I don't know how my husband feels.
He's happily married.
Yeah.
He's happily married. Who couldn't be?
Oh, okay. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the show. I know I enjoyed this show more than any show we've ever done because I got to read the comments. Yeah. And that's really, really exciting for me. I think we're only going to do better. I hope that you guys enjoyed this.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Oh, you were done talking?
Yeah. No, I'm done. Yeah.
All right. So yes. So remember the contest, guys. Send us some subscribers.
Win a reading from us, an hour and a half on Skype. We'll get really, really in detail. Just so you guys know, in case you don't know already, Heidi and I won't, especially in a private session, there's no sugarcoating. That's not to say that we don't tactfully deliver information. That's a pet peeve of mine, is I can't stand when astrologists and psychic intuitives feel the need to be like, oh, 6 months from now, you're going to, die, or, you're going to die. Like that's crap. That is sabotage. I think it's poor boundaries and it's unethical. However, Heidi and I will go into depths, things that if you're the type of person you don't want things to come out, then don't even bother. Don't wish for a reading with us, because if there's something there, it will come out. We will address it. We'll work through it to the best of our ability. There's nothing that anybody can present us with that we can't handle. We're extremely emotionally mature, and we can handle anything, any issue.
Surprises us.
Nothing.
And I'll say this: I've actually had don't be shy away from getting a reading if you're like nervous, because I'll say this one thing, I think that, and yeah, maybe not this live stuff for sure. That might not be the thing, but I've had people that literally send me, because how I say things in a real reading, I go over multiple scenarios, and if you might not answer during that, but I bring it up, like just the fact that you know it and you have an answer to it is peace of mind. Even if I don't need to hear that it's right, but I've actually had people that have sent me emails after and said, hey, yes, I didn't want to say this because you know, I was embarrassed at first or whatever, but that did happen. Like I've had a lot of people send me those emails.
Yeah.
So, you know, and nothing, trust me, like what you know about me on YouTube is probably, you know, I'm pretty open too. We'll say I have a big Scorpio side too, which there's a lot there's a lot of hidden things, right?
You keep a lot to yourself.
And I understand that. And the one thing with us is, you know, we're never going to say anything. We're never going to judge. We don't care. Literally, we just hope we help you just like these gifts have helped us.
Oh yeah.
Right? Even the mean trolls, I'm letting them back in the chats for God's sakes, right?
Right, because even we have something to learn, you know, from the all the criticism, as long as it's constructive. You know what I mean? We're open books. I'm probably a lot more open than you are. You know, I talk about my deepest, darkest secrets and I spill them out for the world to see. And then, oh, you know, a day later, I'm like, no, I shouldn't have said it. Like, but that's just how emotionally vulnerable I'll make myself, all in the name of this work. I cannot expect a client to open up to me and let me in if I don't, on some level, show that I'm also willing to get uncomfortable and make myself vulnerable and do real work. You know what I mean? Just because we're readers doesn't mean that we have it all figured out and that we don't have our own stuff. I mean, Heidi reads my chart a lot. I pull cards for Heidi. We consult with each other. You know what I mean? And that's all the time. And you know, it's a work in progress, you guys. And what we do is it's co-creative. You know what I mean? We play off of each other. And that's why so many clients turn into friends, because you can't deny that when you do that work with somebody, you connect with them on such an emotional level. And it's like afterwards you're like, whew, that was rough. How you doing? You know what I mean? Like that was a gauntlet of a session. And it's hard to forget those connections. And that's why so many people turn into friends afterwards.
A lot of them do. And then that's just another thing. Like a lot of people I talk to, you know, but just to please, one more thing I got to say, do not take offense if I don't answer a message or Facebook or whatever, because it's not that I'm not responding because I'm being rude. It's just because A, I hate reading. B, I hate typing. C, I don't like typing to response. I read like 3 words of each sentence, okay, and then it's done. So just so you know, don't take it offensively. Maybe if it's supposed to stick out, it is. But you know, I am such a busy person, and I'm not saying this meanly. Like please understand until I get my life like somehow in order with managing both of these things. When the notifications ring, I'm sorry if I don't answer or if I just delete it or mute it or hide it, but just I have to, and please don't take it offensively.
Yeah, don't take it personal, because here's the thing. I think I speak for you too. If it is a personal issue, you'll be blocked. You'll be like deliberately excluded. You know what I mean? I mean, that's how it is for me. Is like I'm the same way. Sometimes it's hard, you know, for me to keep up. I have a family. I have, you know, all this stuff, and so do you. So it's like getting to emails and things like that. We do the best that we can. But if somebody is like pressing up too much on the energy and it's time for them to be cut, you'll know. You'll know that you're being deliberately ignored or excluded. Just so you guys know. So don't take it personal until you know that it's personal, and you'll know when it's personal, because we'll tell you that you suck.
I'll just really never respond. I'll just really just go into incognito mode. Yeah, I just have a lot of I don't even have a family or anything. It's literally just this and work. It's work.
Well, you work, right?
You know, I do a lot of work. So,
all right, you guys. I'm like, I'm dehydrated.
That you were a trooper tonight, man. You're on lives from now on. You have to be on the comments.
Yeah, absolutely. It changes my whole energy, because now, like I said, you guys, it's co-creative. When I wasn't reading the comments, it's me pouring everything out and not knowing with no feedback. I need the feedback. I need the energy to kind of help guide me through it. And seeing everybody interacting with us really, really helps, gives me energy. It energizes me. Like if I wasn't reading the comments, I would have like signaled you with my eyes. Like
I probably would have just went to another chart. You would have started to have to huff and puff and like,
yeah,
throw up.
Right, exactly. Remember that? Yeah. Yeah. No, there was no sick feeling tonight. All right, you guys, I'm going to jump off here. Heidi, I love you. You're a doll. Everybody, thank you guys so much. Can't wait till you have me on again, Heidi.
All right. Thanks,
All
Jenny.
right. Okay.
Sign off. All right.
Bye, y'all.
Yeah, I was going to say one more thing. Okay. So please, one last thing, just if you can, if we read your chart and it was right, wrong, whatever you resonated with, just write a little comment so people know. And for readings, if you want to do a reading with me, it's One of a Kind by Heidi.org. ONE, spell it out. One of a Kind by Heidi. And then if you want to do, or you can email me, Heidi don't send messages to my YouTube. I don't even know how to work that thing. Or email me. I have Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff. Once I respond to you from the reading thing, it will just be short and I'll just say it's 3 weeks and I'll get in touch with you. And that's the best I can do. And it's a really shitty process, I know. I'm working on it. So, and then Jenny is www.moonstone, MOONSTONE musings. It's in the comments. It will be in the comment section of this video. So, she does great readings and we're going to do the reading together. So you got a little taste of it right now, but eventually we're going to have a system that we're making our own reading. It's going to have a completely different system. So, I study Vedic astrology and I know Western astrology. No, I don't use it, but I know this is kind of confusing if you only know Western astrology. So, just don't. I always say, if you're worrying about reading your horoscopes and your astrology transits, it's useless anyway, because your chart is made of so many different components. It's like not just your sign, your sun sign, which you think you are. And I say this in all the videos, but I really think you should go watch I did 2 videos on this channel. One, I tell you my story, okay? And I go and tell you about all the good teachers that you can learn from, because I'm not a teacher. I read charts my own way. But that's a good idea. I give you all my recommendations and referrals. And then also I have another channel or another YouTube that I did. It's a tutorial. I go through my PowerPoint and I kind of talk about the ascendant, the moon sign, the sun sign, all that stuff. So you'll see that. And that will, you could screenshot it. I can email it to you if you want it. So you can have my PowerPoint and use it for the houses, for the planets and what I look at them. Because really I've learned astrology from just asking so many people, do you know what time you're born? And let me see your chart. And that's how I learned astrology, a lot of it. So mine's a lot of patterns and a lot of things in my head, and it's really hard to explain. So I do use a lot of techniques, and there are a lot of great techniques, but you have to know the basics. And once you know the basics and you know them upside down, inside out, no, I don't have 2 YouTube channels. The other, sorry, I had to read that. So that's how I read charts. And that's why when people are like, oh, you should teach more. I don't teach. You don't want me to teach. My patients are like this small. So it's like, because it took me I didn't learn it from reading a book and just learning astrology. I had to study, memorize things, listen to it 1,000 different times. And then I had to practice it. Like I literally, when someone would walk into my model home and I got a good relationship with them, I'd be like, sit down. And I have my screen up. It'd say, I study Indian astrology. Do you happen to know what time you're born? So this is how I learned it. And so for me to really give a class, trust me, you don't want me to teach you. Go to learn the basics, KRS, astrology, Kapil Raj, okay? Joni Patri, buy the book on Nikshatras from Prashant Trivedi. He's on my channel. He's like the main guy that brought all the Nikshatras to life. Eve Mendoza, Michael Reed, Vic DeCara, and there's a ton of great astrologers and Western astrologers. Learn it both. Learn the more ways you can understand the basics, like the more interpretations of the planets, the houses, the signs, and like the basics, everybody that watches my channel, I guarantee you, could become astrologers because we just have those kind of brains. So, yeah. How do you send a song? 57, how do I send? I don't know what you mean. Send me a song. All right. KRS Astrology. Yeah, so there's a million astrologers. Sam Jeppy. Oh, I have a good one coming on. He'll be a surprise because he's like a great book of knowledge. He's coming on soon. Yeah, so that's what I recommend doing. And KRS breaks it down to the T with little like baby steps, right? You could literally learn your whole chart by watching all of his YouTubes. Google it, KRS Astrology, and then go to his channel, Sun in the first house, Mars. He has a series for everything, and it's like the basics. And the last thing I'll say, I would learn the nakshatras. So the 27 constellations, 27 nakshatras. I read charts from those. That's how I read charts. That's literally how I read charts. So I learned the planets. You got to start with that first. Once you learn the nakshatras, that's the first thing I learned because I'm such a detective. I wanted to know what's right, Western way or Vedic way. And because I could see my chart work both ways. I could see me as a Sagittarius and an Aries moon and a Virgo sun. I could see that. But the Vedic way described my karma, my past, like the more demons, right? So, and I could understand more about, there's just more accuracy. It just clicked with me better. So both astrology, I mean, both ways work. There's not any like astrology that's wrong, I would say. But because I wanted to know the truth, I learned these nakshatras because that is what is on. Every time I tell you about your personality, it's from those. Okay, and then with the planets too. But the nakshatras are this, and you have to be very open to learn them. It's not like sometimes the people that are all technical, they can't, they're not going to get to them as much as somebody that's more intuitive, and I don't know, I guess that's the best way to put it. Because you have to have a good moon. Like Pisces, I have a Pisces moon in Revity. That's more mystical. I hate facts and details and all that stuff. Like I'd rather learn it. I don't want to scientifically learn it. I want to learn it by like pictures, memories, stuff like that. Listening. I learn from listening. So I don't know how I would have even learned astrology if there weren't YouTubes. All right. So that's it. What's channel 57? It's channel 27. It's channel 57. Should I look at that? All right. Any other questions? I know there's a little delay. Okay. I don't think so. So I'm just going to end this. But everybody hang in there. This eclipse is not going to be, just think positively. Stay out of the radar. Stay out of, just try not to make as many people mad. Just try not to wake up in a better mood. I think that's my best advice to you because, this week on my days off, which really weren't off, I woke up and like the phone would ring early in the morning. I'd just turn into total bitch mode. And then I would realize, okay, everybody's feeling this. So everybody is feeling this. It's a lot of heavy, intense energy. Be nice to people. Just do the right thing. Drive slower. I'm a big person that's stay out of the accidents because I'm accident prone. Okay. And I used to be able to feel car accidents on the road before they happen. That's one thing I always know. So, and I can feel them if I'm coming up to one. And if I ever have a dream about somebody getting in a car accident and I call you the next day, don't drive. So, just drive slower, do things a little more cautiously, watch your words, watch what you say, and watch what you do because karma can turn around, and that's all I have to say. Have a good night, guys. Thanks for watching, and please tell your friends about Channel 27, and I will see you next week.